Okay, we'll see how this works. Okay. Would you say that hallway congestion is a problem at Monterey?
A problem? No. Okay, let me start over. Yes, we have hallway congestion, but is it a problem? I think that everybody is getting to class okay. Do we have, is it impossible for kids to get through? No. Are they congested in certain areas? Absolutely.
Okay. What do you believe the main causes are of this? I guess not so much an issue, but like its presence.
Of course, it's the area that's right in front of stairwells and areas that have like that they could possibly go one way or the other way, up or down. So of course there's just areas of congestion throughout the building.
Okay. In your opinion, do you believe that congestion in our hallways causes irritability to be increased?
I guess that it could be, especially if kids end up being tardy and then they get assigned to after-school detention because of tardies. So it could be. Yes, I guess.
Okay. Do you believe the main cause of the issue is in the layout and structure of the school?
Yes. Because, again, like when we made when we had the new cafeteria, that area that's right here from this hallway going into the main building, that is a major problem, as well as because there are, for structural reasons, there are still columns. So yes, I think that the design definitely makes a difference.
Okay. Do you believe that the congestion would no longer be an issue if everybody kept walking and didn't have to stop for any reason?
Yes. Absolutely. It'd be so much easier.
Okay. What has the school done to try to alleviate this issue?
Well, there was a time when we actually assigned stairwells to be up and down stairwells, thinking that would help alleviate some problems. And it actually, I think, caused more problems, simply because as long as everybody realizes, just like when you're driving a car, stay to the right side, and then that way, too, you can get to your class sooner than having to go to a completely different stairwell and then coming back.
Okay. Do you believe that the school could be doing more?
The only thing that I think that we could do is what some other schools do, and that's have like a 9th grade bell and schedule systems so that the 9th graders then leave and then 10th graders go, and different bells for, or if we do upperclassmen, lowerclassmen,
so
that might be
passing periods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, like I say, I think congestion too. Another problem with the congestion is that people want to stop and talk to their friends.
Right.
So anyway, but go ahead.
Okay. Is the layout at MHS a problem that has exacerbated the hallway overcrowdedness?
Yes, because again of certain areas, like right in the annex, and especially like today when it's raining and people don't want to go outside by the band hall to go back into the main building or back and forth between the main and annex. So everybody uses this area right here, so it does become congested because of the weather.
Okay. Has some of this contributed to the age of the school?
Oh, I would think so, because there's only so much you can do with the building that was built in 1956, and then when we built on the new stuff, is that you think that, okay, we're just going to build out this way, we're going to build this here, but yeah. But I thought that it was good that they at least gave us a hallway back, like by the Project Lead the Way room, and back to the Cowboy Corner. That was definitely a plus.
Okay. Do you believe that the crowded hallways could pose a safety issue?
Sure. Again, anytime that you get a lot of people in a small room is that there's going to be maybe not a safety issue per se, yes. And like you say, going back to one of your other questions, if there's going to be elevated attitudes, then with a lot of people in a lot of space, then for example, if a fight breaks out, it's hard for administrators and teachers to get through the kids to try to break up the situation.
Okay. What is Monterey currently doing to try and ensure the safety of its students, teachers, from outside threats?
From outside threats we're locking the doors during every class period. So that's definitely, as well as limiting the accessibility from outside doors into the building. We're in the process right now of getting a new fence between the buildings. That hasn't. It's physically it's up right now. They haven't actually put a lock on it yet because they're going to put the rebar down into the ground because we still need to have access. Like when the band loads up on Friday nights and loads up, we have to have access to that area. But I think that again, it's a safety issue. It's just going to take, if somebody wants to get in the building, it's going to take them an extra 30 seconds to get up over a fence, and it looks, and it looks nice. But again, it's keeping our kids safe.
Okay.
And of course the IDs, so that we know that somebody belongs here.
Okay. Do you believe that the stairwells here are undersized for the size of the school?
Probably. That would be nice if they were a little bit wider. But again, it goes back to 1956 construction.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do to rebuild stairwells at this time.
Has Monterey ever considered adding an extra hallway in between that connects the main building to the annex at the outside walkway?
I don't know. I've never heard of that because then ultimately it would be taking away classroom space, and classroom space is, pretty premium too.
Right.
So that would be the problem.
Okay. What are your thoughts on a double-story hallway that connects the two buildings?
I think it would be a fabulous idea.
Okay.
Because I think that, like, when I'm looking at kids who are tardy, it's when they have to go upstairs main building to upstairs annex or vice versa.
Okay.
And I think it would be a great idea if we could have a walkway between the two buildings.
So you believe that something like this would alleviate choke points and congestion?
Absolutely.
At stairwells?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Of course, it would just be a financial
burden
of figuring out how we're going to pay for it. And then you guys are going to figure out how to engineer it, right?
Yes.
No, okay.
All right. Do you believe that the school board would be willing to add onto school?
Quite honestly, no. And the reason is because I think that financially there are other things that are more important. And even though it may be burdensome to students and teachers every class period, and when we change class periods, there hasn't been enough evidence that it would offset the millions of dollars that it would take to make that walkway.
Okay.
And again, obviously, that's my opinion.
Right. Okay. When MHS was built, do you think that they expected they built the building based off of future possible attendance?
Of course, no. Who knows? But it's kind of funny that if you look at the numbers from the past. Back in the 70s and 80s, they had about the same amount of students and they didn't have the annex.
Okay.
And think about, like, in the old box, everybody fit into the old box for pep rallies. And they still had 2,000 students. And it was only 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay.
So, who knows?
All right. So, how many students do we have currently attending Monterey?
The last time I looked, it was 2158.
Okay.
Which I think was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay. How has MHS handled the major improvements that have been made Hang on,
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Okay, how's interest ended the years? Okay, we're gonna skip that.
Okay.
What is the situation with most of the LISD schools in terms of their condition and plans for them?
Well, of course, a lot of our buildings are old. And as you know, like at Murphy and Haynes, thank you. I couldn't think. I was lost. How they tore down both buildings and build a new and improved building, and they've done that on the east side. They're getting ready to do that on the north side. And again, it's a great idea because two separate buildings, they're old. They have poor the heating and air conditioning situation, asbestos even, and tearing those down and building a new, better thought out, modern, correctly wired, because it seems like every summer we have to bring in and they do new wiring for technology in this building. And of course, Lubbock High is the oldest. We're second. Coronado is starting to have to go through those things too, just to update for the technology aspect of school business. So I think that it is a smart idea, and I think that it's using our tax dollars correctly when they're tearing down old buildings and building a bigger, better one for students. It may seem like you're spending a lot of money at the beginning, but it's eventually going to be cost efficient. What was the other part of that question that you asked me?
I guess in their plans for them.
Oh, the plans. Well, of course, like I say, it was in the bond issue that we're voting on right now about closing the 3 schools on the north side, as well as trying to update a lot of things here at Monterey for our auditorium, because our auditorium is not actually in compliance with ADA. And so the other schools, when the last bond, they got their auditorium completely done up, where Monterey's, because of the physical structure of our building, that they couldn't get it to ADA. So that's why this bond is, that a portion of that is going towards Monterey's auditorium.
Okay. So kind of building off of like the Murphy and Haynes merge, do you think that would be a possible solution for high schools like Lubbock High and Monterey?
I think that would be a fabulous idea. One of the things that me and some of my other friends have spoken about was how awesome Lubbock would be if we put Monterey and Coronado together and put one building as the 9th and 10th grade campus, and 11th and 12th grade campus would be the other building. But ultimately, by doing that, we're talking about the same amount of kids when we put together the 2 buildings. But athletically, scholastically, competitively, overall, how awesome would that be if we could join our 2 schools together? But, like I said, ultimately we'd be talking about the same amount of kids.
Right.
But to tear down and start over, that would be fabulous. But again, I don't think our school district has that kind of money.
Right.
And they definitely would not vote on it regarding a tax hike.
Right.
So we're going to do with what we've got best, and I think that our leaders are doing a great job of figuring out this bond issue is how they are getting that kind of money, but yet not increasing taxes for our taxpayers, because a lot of people who live in LISD now don't have kids in the schools, and so they wouldn't support it. So that's the bad thing.
Okay. Well, I think that's it.
Okay.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.